Hey everyone, it's Patty. Welcome to my channel. I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing pretty good. I've been very actively keeping an eye on Sebastian Rogers' case. And I don't mean to neglect Summer Wells because, I worry about her still every day, But there's other kids missing too. And Sebastian Rogers, his case reminds me of Summer Wells' case a lot. For some reason, I just don't believe the mother and the stepfather. I'm not trying to accuse anyone. I do not know what happened, but there's no way Sebastian Rogers from Tennessee walked out that door in the middle of the night, in the dark, barefoot, no jacket on, and it was cold. There's no way that he did that, you guys. Somebody took him out of there by vehicle. The same with Summer Wells. And it's so weird that the Proudfoots, the step-parent and mother, they keep saying, everybody's saying there's no sign of him. He's not seen on camera. The scent dogs did not pick nothing up around there, outside. And yet they want to let us think that there was an abduction or that he ran off. And they keep wanting to put him outside. Like they keep acting like he walked off and whatever. And I don't believe that, you guys. If he did, if they kicked him out of the house, Peter Hyatt, his channel, he believes that, he wondered if the parents kicked him out, locked him out of the house like that, and then maybe he tried to go someplace and got lost, but not looking at where he lives, the property, everything around there. No way, no. It's like the houses are so crammed together, you guys, that somebody would have seen Sebastian. I believe somebody's dog would have alerted. Somebody's Ring doorbell would have alerted, right? With those fancy of houses, they're pretty expensive homes, so I'm just moving my camera around so you're not bored because I don't want you to be bored with my scenery, okay? So that's what I'm doing here. But yeah, first they tracked Don and Candace. They tried to say that their daughter, Summer Wells, who's missing out of Rogersville, Tennessee, they tried to say that their little 5-year-old at the time was in the basement playing by herself, and somebody took her from that basement. At first they said it was locked, nobody in, nobody out, but then they changed that it wasn't locked. Their stories changed a million times. And then they changed it to, they believe somebody came up in the yard and lured her away and put her in her car and took her out of there. I think that was a slip up. I truly believe that, Candace and Don made a transfer at some point. I think that Katie, or whatever her name is, the stepdad and the mom probably made a trade-off somewhere, or she could have took a ride. I don't know. I wasn't going to get involved in Sebastian's case, not because I don't think he's special or worthwhile, but, I haven't been trying to get too involved in these cases because Summer Wells already has just affected me emotionally, and I didn't want to get my emotions all worked up, and well, I did anyways. And then I started to watch, and I was trying not to watch stuff about Sebastian, but then I started, and now it's hard to stop because it's very, very upsetting. This boy, Sebastian, he's a teen, a young teen, a young man. He looks vulnerable. He looks thin. He looks like he would scare easily. His stepdad said that he has 2 open CPS cases. One of them was Sebastian. And from his interview, he said it was the same lady that came. So that's 2 times, at least that we know of, that Protective Services was called to Sebastian's house. There's rumors that mom is like a heavy drinker and gets angry and in a rage and is even abusive, and that she has been abusive to her spouses, to whoever. And it's very possible that, anger could have got the best of one of them and they lost control and hurt Sebastian. I don't think they did it on purpose or anything like that, but I do believe that something got out of control, and that they had to cover up what they did. And here I am just moving this around. I wanted you to see that my husband made me a new shelf, and it's beautiful, I think. But you know what he used? When I first moved in here, my boy and my nephew, they had like one of those buck things where you hang your deer from. And this was up in the tree, and it was all weathered. And I thought, well, that would look cool. Well, actually, my husband said that would look cool. And so he made the shelf and put it up for me. And I just love it because I got more room. You know what for? For crap. Yes, I got way too much crap. And I do got a couple dishes in my sink. And I'm a little embarrassed because there is some, my kitchen is never really perfectly clean. But, I can't help it. I just don't have the ambition or the strength to be like a perfectionist housekeeper. So, whatever. It's tiring. It's exhausting. I raised 4 children. I worked most of my life, all my life, basically. And I'm still doing it. And I'm just getting old and tired. And maybe I have something wrong with me. Who knows? Because I'm always exhausted all the time. And I have tried vitamins and they don't do much for me. And I have told the doctors, but they never listen to me. So, whatever. Anyhow, I'm not trying to pour out my personal problems here. I'm just saying that I get tired. I have to take a nap almost every day, excuse me. And that's probably because I stay up way too late at night, till the middle of the night. And I don't know, you guys, my kids were kind of wild when they were young. And I would stay up late because when they went to bed, it was the only break I got, man. And then I got used to that. And I worked a lot of night shifts most of my life. So it just, I don't know, I feel, You know what I think it is too, you guys? I'm figuring out that I think that I feel safe, like sleeping in, like staying up watching at night, and then like sleeping in. It could be that I'm just a very alert, I'm the alert person, like an alert. You know, I had a lot of trauma in my life, and it could just be that I'm on high alert and I stay up. I don't know what it is, but it's probably, that's why I'm probably tired. My whole melatonin and everything's probably screwed up. Who knows? Who knows? But, you know, I'm retired, so, you know, it doesn't really matter. It kind of works out because my husband goes outside, not works, but he goes outside and messes around and does the wood and does different things, you know. And so when I get up, then, you know, like, he's ready to visit with me. You know what I mean? So we just kind of have our own time at different shifts. But anyways, so I want to get back to Summer Wells. Sorry, I kind of rambled on there for a minute. But, you know, for some reason, it's like these parents want to put the kid outside the house, but their story never, you know, they should have come up with something better. Like, they should have said, like, Sebastian's stepdad and mom should have said, oh, we think he ran away, we can't find him, or something like that. But don't say that all your windows are fine, your door's locked, you didn't hear nothing, there's no scent, there's no sign that Sebastian went anywhere, and his shoes are home, and his phone's home, and everything else, and you say there's no problem. Well then, lady, we gotta rule out, you know, do the process of elimination. I mean, what other things are there? Something happened in the house, obviously. Because, you know, they took him somewhere. Because he's obviously not around anywhere. You know, it is possible that he could have went off somewhere and curled up somewhere, hid, and froze to death. And I hate to say that, but, you know, it's been really cold. When he first went missing, it was chilly, really cold at night. And being out there with no food or water, that's bad. Unless some weirdo has Sebastian, I really don't think so, you guys. And I don't really think that Summer was abducted. I think that the parents have something to do with her missing. Oh, I noticed that Mr. Chris, Sebastian's stepdad there, he said, well, Nancy said, what do you want to happen? Oh, it wasn't Nancy. I think it was a different interview. But anyways, they said, what do you want to happen to the person who's done something to Sebastian or hurt him? And I could not believe it. He says, oh, well, that's not up to us, you know, we gotta leave that. You know, that has nothing to do with us, and we gotta leave that in the hands of the police. Just like Don Wells says, well, that's up to God, that's not up to me, you know. And I'd hate to see him go to prison because prison's terrible and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's not a very good answer. That's the wrong answer, people. That's the wrong answer. You tell people that if I find that SOB, they better hope that the police find him before I do. That's what I would say if someone took my child. You guys, if I knew that my child was missing, I pity the person, I'm just saying, who took him. If that, you know, something like that happened. It's just not normal. I'm sorry, these parents. I can remember, I'll tell you, when my kids were little, my 2-year-old, he went missing on the beach. I told my mom to watch him. She's older. She was an older lady, but I told her to keep an eye on him. He was only 2, and I was going to take my daughter out to the water because I didn't trust her neither because she was wild. She would not listen to me, and she wouldn't stay within the borders, the buoys. She had to go beyond that. She had to test me beyond, all my kids are growing up and wonderful, but they were little, crazy, wild kids when they were little. But anyways, so I turned my back maybe, 3-4 minutes. Had my back turned. I look around and I yell to my mom. I say, "Where's Nick? Where's my son? Where's the baby?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know. He was just here." And I'm like, oh my Lord, you guys, I started screaming, hollering, yelling, running up and down the beach like a mad woman. Like you would have thought I lost my mind. And I did lose my mind. And I was screaming and hollering, crying, running to the water, running back and forth on the beach, looking up at the parking lot. And this was all within 5 minutes. And I see this little boy sitting by this lady, and I go over there, and here it is. My son is sitting there eating Cheetos with this lady who's at the beach, And anytime my son could find food, boy, he was right there. So, but I'm telling you guys, I freaked out. I panicked. It's not normal for these parents really not to panic. I would not be able to eat or sleep, and I've been so upset about Sebastian, you guys, that I'm having a hard time. I mean, he's on my mind. I'm wondering where this kid is. Where is he? What happened to him? I'm feeling like he didn't have a very happy, good life. That's all I'm saying. I think that his real dad loves him and that he gave him a good life, but I just don't think that Sebastian had a good life at home. Supposedly the grandma of Sebastian came out and said that Sebastian told her that he was mean to him and different things, and so Sebastian was reaching out, and he did go to school, and he did tell on Mr. Chris, for hitting him with the belt. I'm sorry, you guys, there's no excuse for hitting like that. You know what? When you smack kids, all you're doing is teaching them to hit others. I mean, it teaches them that you're not in control of yourself. How would you like it if people started going? How would Mr. Chris like it if people just started smacking him with the belt? Or telling him, what's your punishment? It's got to fit the crime. So what do you want your punishment to be, Mr. Chris? Because you screwed up today. Because you lied today. And you've been lying and lying. And I know you have. Because you did different interviews and you said completely different things. So, whatever. Whether you're guilty or you're not guilty of doing something, these are just my opinions, and everyone's innocent until proven guilty, but he sure seems suspicious. The family, the mom and Mr. Chris sure seem suspicious, and the real dad seems normal. I mean, I don't know if you think some predator has Sebastian in his house. Let me know in the comments, because I really don't believe that Sebastian would go out in the middle of the night, in the dark, in the cold. Look how vulnerable he looks. he looks like he'd be scared to death. You know, and you know, my son is 36 years old, and he would be scared to death. If I even go away, he turns every light in the house on. I'm not kidding you. Even just for a little bit. If it starts to get dark, man, he's not sitting here in the dark, I'll tell you what. And so, yeah. But, you know, they should not, you know, they really should have made sure that he had his phone more often. And, you know, I don't know how much they let him even use a phone for, you guys. Like, did he really know how to use it? I mean, they blocked him from all internet, so no stranger could have, you know, like, lured him away. Unless somebody told him, you know, at school, hey, meet me here at such a time in the middle of the night. I really don't believe that. I don't believe Sebastian would just do that. No. Who knows? I don't know. I do not have all the answers, you guys. I do not. And I'm sorry that I don't. You know, but I do like to talk about these cases because I feel bad. And there's just so many similarities between the way these people act and Don and Candace Wells act. You know, once again, you hear different people saying, oh, it's hate. Talking about Don and Candace's hate. No, it's not hate. Discussing suspicious things about the Wells is not hate. It's not harassment. It's not bullying. It's none of that. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. And, you know, for freedom of speech, you know, it sucks. You know, when there's something like a crime like this happens, something has occurred. Now we have the internet, and everybody, including myself, are all up on their soapboxes, you know, giving their opinions on what they think, and that's just the way of life. That is the way it is today in this age of internet. And so I don't really know much you could do about it to change it, okay? But people are on TikTok, people are on Instagram, people are on Facebook, YouTube, doing all kinds of videos, talking. They have missing people groups. You're not going to get away from it. People are going to talk. But, you know, if you're coming out straightforward and you're making sense, people won't talk. If you're real with people and you don't change your stories, but Mr. Chris and I guess Katie is your name, Mom, your stories never stay straight, okay? Especially about the belt story, just all kinds of different things. Oh, and the CPS stories. But yeah, I feel like they put the flashlight, they said that Sebastian's little flashlight was missing, his mini flashlight. And I feel like that was just like a precursor to tell people in case they seen flashlights that night. And I do think the lights have something to do with this. So even though the Proudfoot say no, you know, I'm not going to bully people. I don't try to bully anyone. I try to be reasonable. I try to be nice. I mean, sometimes I can be snotty. Not snotty, but I don't know. Sometimes I can be a little smart aleck. And, but that's just who I am, you know. But I'll tell you what, I have been loving Smiley Story World. I love her channel now because she has done such a great job with Sebastian. I mean, I loved it before, but I love it even more when she gets into it and interviews people and covers these kind of cases, because she's got a good personality for it. And I've been loving Allegedly Innocent and I don't know if it's Allegedly with Brittany or something like that. I love her too. Sweetest ladies. I enjoy sitting listening. And I do like to comment in chats, but, you know, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, people won't respond to you or nothing, so it's kind of boring, you know, if people don't really react with you or the creator doesn't never acknowledge that you're there sometimes. So, you know, but other than that, I love listening to everybody's, you know, commentary, because I like to comment, you know, sometimes and give my opinion. Maybe it's not always wanted. That could be, okay. Maybe some of these people don't want my comments. I don't know. You know, I try to be nice and I try to be encouraging. I try not to be negative to people, you know. I mean, I do my best anyways. I don't really know what's going on with Candace and Don over there. Like I said, forgive me, but I have been so wrapped up in Sebastian's case. It's so hard to break away from it right now, because, you know, you just want him found so bad. I'm praying so hard. I'm still praying for Summer. Dear God, I don't think it will take as long, but I don't know. You know, I really do believe that they had tips that they felt like Summer was somewhere around there, because they kept going back. And they went back to Don and Candace's house quite a few times in search, you know, and took stuff. So, and my opinion is that TBI and Sheriff Ronnie Lawson have information on Don and Candace, but they have to find Summer to prove the case. That's how I feel. I also feel that I think they know what happened to Summer. I think they have other kinds of evidence, and one of these days, Candace and Don, the hammer's gonna come down on you two fools, I'm telling you right now. And if these people did this to Sebastian, I'll tell you what, his real dad is not gonna be happy, and he's not gonna be so nice. And you know, I seen Sebastian's dad tonight, and he was heartbroken, you guys. He's heartbroken, and he does not want to give up hope, and I don't blame him. I do not blame him. He wants to believe that he's somewhere hiding. The only problem is that the weather and the elements would not keep him safe, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if he's on any medicines or anything. I'm just really worried about him. And I hope that he's found, man. I hope he's found soon. It's, you know, it's hard to believe that it's already been a month, right? That a month goes by. It's hard to believe that 3 years went. It'll be 3 years, you guys, in just a couple months of Summer missing. It's ridiculous. They need to bring the parents back in for another drilling, another, you know, really drill their parents for more info. They gotta have some kind of more info, and they know it. And I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't take the Proudfoot's vehicles in to be examined and checked, all of them, including Katie's work vehicle, her work van that she said was there, that they seemed very private about. They didn't want anybody to know. Well, I'm sorry. She's told us what she did, and people have gone by and seen, the news have gone by, and we've seen, you can see where they live and everything else, and I'm sure they don't like that. I don't blame them because it's their personal life, but unfortunately, that is what happens when you have a missing child. Your life is right out there in the public for everyone to see, and you can try. You can try to keep it private, and some people do. But if you're going to go out there and do all these interviews, and then you got to be able to take the scrutiny because it happens. It really does. And people kept saying, well, why is the mom and the stepdad looking like they're spaced out, looking at when they were on Nancy Grace? Why are they looking down? Because they're reading comments. They know that all these people went live with Nancy Grace's whatever. They know that different channels, they're reading comments. I'm serious. And they're worried about what other people say about them. They're worried about defending themselves, and that's exactly how Don and Candace been the whole time. They're worried about keeping the narrative. And you notice, stepdad has to be out there, front and center. And he supposedly wasn't home, just like Don Wells. Excuse me. He wasn't even home. But he's going to tell us all the details. He's going to fill us all in, right? Well, I don't buy none of this nonsense. None of it at all whatsoever. I just, I just pray, hope and pray that it's very soon that Sebastian's found. Like I said, I feel terrible for his father, that he's got to be exhausted by now. I can't believe Sebastian's other parents would leave town and not want to be home, not want to know if they're hearing something about their son. They didn't have to go on Nancy Grace, okay? So, but they chose to. And, you want them to go out there on the media, but at the same time, they make themselves look really bad, just like Don and Candace did in this case. But, yeah, I just wanted to come on and chat a little bit, you guys, because I missed you, and, it's been a little while, and I had my Easter celebration with my kids Sunday, yesterday, and I had a disaster area and everybody came over and we had a beautiful dinner, and so now my table's actually clear, so you wouldn't have believed it was piled high, because I always still, even though my kids are grown adults, I get them like gifts for Easter. My daughter-in-law said, oh, look at it, it's Christmas at Grandma's again. Because I do. And they're not big expensive gifts or nothing like that. So, but I love to get them all a little something, And they all loved it. And they all appreciated it. And we had a great day. So nothing really will probably be happening here, on actual Easter. So, and that's fine too with me. I always cook dinner. So we usually do something. So whether it's a holiday or not, we're home and we gotta cook. And, you gotta cook, you gotta clean. That's part of life, right? I don't know why Knowledge Row, if you're listening tonight, from Knowledge is Power, I don't know why these jerks, these bimbos, keep giving you a hard time, but, block them. block them from watching your channel. And if they're talking crap about you, report them. And I'm not kidding you. And keep reporting them if they keep doing it. I'm sorry, guys. Boy, I had to take a drink of my pop here. Oh, I want to show you what I drink here. Yep, you're not going to believe it. 2 liter of Mountain Dew. Not Mountain Dew, Mellow Yellow. And it's cheaper, just drink this throughout the day. And I never finish a whole bottle, so just so you know. But, why spend more money for the smaller stuff when you can just get a 2 liter, right? Ridiculous. So I'm drinking some Mellow Yellow tonight, and I am addicted to it. But yeah, I'm coughing and gagging over here, choking. My throat gets really dry. And I don't know if I told you, but I have a hard time eating. I don't know if I have to get my esophagus or whatever stretched. But food gets hung up in my throat, like in my chest. And I'm choking. And then my whole throat and my esophagus gets inflamed. Like tonight, I ate a French fry, and oh my gosh, you guys, I could not get that. I thought I chewed it good. I thought it was small enough, and it would not go down. It started to pile up in there or whatever, and I just couldn't get it down. I had to throw up, and this happens a lot to me, and I've been to the doctors, and I've had tests, and they say they don't see nothing wrong, and that everything's passing through smoothly. So I have no idea what it is. I was really worried that I had something bad in there, and they said no. I had a CAT scan, I had an ultrasound, all this different stuff, so... And I've seen a thyroid doctor, and I do have goiters on my thyroid, but, and I do take medicine for thyroid, but I don't know why, I just struggle with eating anymore. I actually could not really eat my supper. I made oatmeal instead because it's softer and it went down easy, because I really hurt my throat just throwing up and gagging, trying to get that out. It was terrible. So say prayers for me. I don't know what's wrong with me, but who knows? I don't really want to find out if there's anything wrong with me. To tell you the truth, I do not. Because I'm not going to do nothing about it, because I don't believe in doing cancer treatments. I believe that's just a big scam. They'll tell you that, and you will. It might, hold it back for so long, but I don't believe that it really helps you forever. I've seen too many family members, too many friends all do the treatments, go through the years, but then, that's all they're doing is treatments, and sick and miserable, and then they die. I don't want that kind of life. I don't want to do that. When you use, this is just so you know, when you have chemo and radiation, that is the stuff they use in Agent Orange when they used against the enemies in war. And it kills all the good things in your body. And so, of course, your body reacts to that. It kills all your good cells, along with supposedly the bad cells. But I think when you start exposing cancer to the air, that it spreads. And I'm sorry, I just would never do any kind of treatment like that. I would do something maybe holistically, but I would not do that. And if it was my time to go and God wanted me to go, then that is His will. I'm sorry. You know, I don't, the pharmaceutical company makes a lot of money off of chemo. And, I truly believe they have a cure for cancer, but Big Pharma's never going to ever give you that cure because they make way too much profit off poisoning people. And so, they're never going to give you that. They're going to just give you promises and hope. And that's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Probably not worth much, but, I love you guys. I've really, like I said, I missed you. I just been so worried. So, keep praying for Sebastian and Summer. Elijah View. We need answers, you guys. I was just watching a thing on Oakley Carlson. I think that's her last name. But anyways, that little girl, Oakley, I believe, I think that she probably burned up in the house. Because the kid said that she was there. And then the fire happened and that she was trapped under the stairs. And I don't know if they ever found anything, but they still haven't found her, And that was such a sad story. It breaks my heart, you guys. She was so precious. She had a wonderful foster family. And she went back to her regular parents. And all this happened. And then she, died. And I just breaks my heart, all these kids, you guys. You can only take so much, So I just kind of been laid back because I've been overwhelmed with, I don't know, sadness about all this stuff, I want to see justice for Summer Wells, and I want to see Sebastian found. And I'm praying to God that he's alive still somewhere safe. It just doesn't look real good, that's all. And how dare his stepdad be so mean to him? I don't care. You're going to hit him with a belt. You're going to hit him for not wearing a belt. You said in your interview that because he didn't remember to put his belt on or whatever, that you spanked him with the belt. That really makes no sense whatsoever. And then he's not gonna want to put a belt on. If you're gonna hit him with a belt, and I bet you it wasn't the only time, and I bet he didn't get to come out of his room a lot of times, and I bet you he didn't get to eat things that he wanted to, because you said that. He was always getting into snacks and food. And there's no reason he should have been wet in his pants. And then I heard from someone, you guys, that I was listening to one of these channels, and they said that Sebastian was supposed to testify against, because of Seth's other daughter. Not Seth, but Mr. Chris's daughter, his daughter, that Sebastian was supposed to testify in that case. And if that's the truth, boy, that could be, this isn't good, you guys. None of it's good. I don't believe he walked away from home with barefoot, no coat, no phone, nothing. An autistic boy. Give me a break. No way. I just, my heart is for Seth. I'm praying for him. I don't even know what he's going through. I can't even imagine. I know he's heartbroken, though, because I know he loves Sebastian. That's his boy. And he is going to grieve if something bad happened. But let's keep praying and hoping. You know, he wants to hope, and I will continue to hope with him, even though it's hard to have hope. So, you guys, I hope you're doing well. Let me know what you've been doing, and if you've been keeping an eye on the Sebastian Rogers case out of Tennessee. Let me know your comments. I do love your comments, and I thank you for them. And I thank you for any new subscribers. I appreciate all of you being here. God bless you, you guys. Thank you. And just let me know how you're doing, okay? Hit the like and subscribe button. And keep these kids in your prayers. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a good night. I got to get some work done. But God bless you. And I hope everyone has a beautiful Easter. And that you get to be with your family and your loved ones. And I will say, just like Riley's mom said, hug at them and hold them tight. You know, because you don't know. You know what I mean? So, okay, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Peace out. Let me know if you hear anything about the tents on Ben Hill Road over there by Don and Candace. I'm still waiting to hear what the heck's going on with them tents, okay? Let me know. All right, you guys, good night, and I'll talk to you soon in a few days. Bye.